day. From SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their quarterback, who's in his 17th season now in the NFL, an 8-time Pro Bowler to boot. It's Phillip Rivers.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
Jets.
Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
At the
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Working out of the gun, Rivers. This completes a Henry over the middle. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 42. 11 yards there, first down.
First down.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. What a play there by Fletcher Cox to get in and knock him down behind the line.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now on 2nd and 13. Rivers. That's complete to his receiver, Ayuk. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Rivers on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Henry. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 1st and goal from just inside the 5. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise...
Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. C.J. Uzomah. His first touchdown on the year. And the Jets take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. This is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here come the Chargers as they get set for their first drive. Leading them out is their quarterback, the former 12th overall pick. Some refer to him as the natural, Deshaun Watson.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The numbers on the ground for Carson last week, 10 carries, 83 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on him. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage from the choosing play, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The ball on the 8 still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7.
8-yard line.
And this is caught. It's Edelman. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And they'll run with a third-year man from Southern Miss. It's Ito Smith. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Ito Smith, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
7. Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They begin the drive with Williams. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
And Williams, the ball carrier.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Rivers sacked.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
these two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 7-7.
On third down, Rivers. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jalen Smith. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up fourth down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, first and 10. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
He was looking that time to get it to Paris Campbell, and now it's second down. From the 50, it's Watson, and it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. Past the 20, and he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Oh, about a 39-yard pickup. They'll take it.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player, but he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Now a first and 10 at the 11. A give to Smith out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9.
1-yard gain.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On second and 9, Watson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. John Kelly, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have taken the lead.
On for the extra point.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Taken in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
25-yard line.
The Jets ready to get going again here on offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up. Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
To Hunter Henry.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on third down.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Geno Atkins.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Looking for Ayuk, and he's got him.
Complete to
I
Brandon.
know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On second down, Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Rivers on 3rd and 2. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
First down.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Off the draw, here's Williams. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd down, it's Williams. And down to the 36-yard line here.
Williams again.
And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from the rep. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. He's got the lead, and there he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, LA.
Touchdown.
Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Phillip Rivers now gears up to lead the offense on the field. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
Make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a...
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Fletcher Cox, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. There goes a 42, making a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Chargers ready to take over. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit...
He fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Bobby McCain. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely, and from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Incomplete.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. That's complete out left to Ayuk. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Rivers. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. Eddie Pinheiro on now. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder.
41-yard attempt.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11.
Chargers 21.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The final shot before the break. Watson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to...
You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
So here are the Chargers to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run by Smith. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Ito Smith, 78 yards. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line, out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
First down, Rivers. Henry's got it out on the left side. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Not much there, only a yard. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Rivers. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. On the return, it's King. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position.
6-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Smith. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. The safeties were well back there, and he had a lot of room. Were they in the cover too?
Yeah, they were, and the safeties were back. You know, usually they're 12 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, somewhere around the hash mark for each of them. But what also happens if the linebackers dive into the line, if you block them initially, that blocker can come off of them and get up to the safeties on the second level, and now you've got a big place to run the football.
Brings up second.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Ito Smith, the ball.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Brings up third.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down. They'll try and run for it with Kelly. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. John Kelly, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run.
Set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
And New York set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Desmond King making the tackle.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. Williams is going to have the first down and a little more. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll try to throw here. Rivers. And a hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. A gain of 6 there on first. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
Brings up 2nd
to throw. Rivers. Short pass caught by Henry. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Henry. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A gain of 2.
2nd and 8 coming up. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd down and 8. Now Rivers. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Roughing the passer, defense.
Roughing the passer. That's shades of Charles Davis back in his playing days.
Oh, I sure wish it had been, Brandon. Back in my day, I didn't hit anyone hard enough to rough the passer. I had a number of teammates that handled that for me.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. On 3rd and 2. Rivers under pressure now. He's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. 4th down, Rivers. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
And that'll cut the lead down now to 18. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a Jet touchdown. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical. Brandon, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
At the 22-yard
It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop.
brings up 2nd.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where the extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 4.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A 35-yard attempt.
Hopkins' kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game.
Chargers 38, Jets 17.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And this carries into the end zone, and this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. On 1st and 10, Rivers over the middle, complete. That's Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Rivers. They're trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And now look at this. Big game to follow. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Following the interception here, Rivers. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10. Here's Smith as he'll try to run some clock. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold them to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Ito Smith, the ball carrier.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson gonna let one fly for Robinson. And it's incomplete. He's still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Chargers, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at EA